Hello, my name is Bogdan Hlavatsky. I am the 10th grade student of Lviv Lyceum of Technology. I want to present you my work Smart Traffic Light, which is dedicated to the preventive protection of people from getting into emergency situations. Actually, the uniqueness of my work lies in the fact that I try to create a security system that will not start working when an emergency situation has already arisen. And as somebody say, something must be done to at least somehow minimize the consequences. My system of smart traffic lights is developed to prevent an emergency situation from occurring it at all. So, what's the goal? My mentor once said that in Lviv, there was an officer of the state automobile inspectorate who, ensuring their license to drive vehicles, said the same phrase. I really don't want to, for some of you, it to be written on your funeral wreath. He was right. From his point of view, this meant that although the street traffic rules are the law for all participants in the movement, but in that case, when the situation threatens the life and health of people, first of all, it's necessary to worry about the prevention of life and health, and only then find out who is more guilty before the law. Therefore, the purpose of my work was to develop such an algorithm for the operation of traffic lights and an adjustable intersection for which the safety of road users would become the main priority. Main task. The main task of my project is to create such a driver notification system that could preventively warn drivers about all possible violators who may suddenly appear on their road and create an emergency, especially when they don't see these violators due to limited visibility. The main problem of my project was the question of how to convey to the driver information about the alleged offender. Suppose that our intelligence system was detected a likely intruder who in a few seconds will leave from around the corner of the house and create an emergency at the intersection. How to warn other road users about this? After a long analysis and brute force of options, we stopped in the traffic light and analysis of the requirements for traffic lights, which are set out in the street traffic rules, clearly indicates that no one has the right to drive at the red light. And on the other hand, neither the time of burning red light, not the time of burning green and yellow light before, and red light is it. That is, in a green light goes out immediately after the fire of the red, and the red light immediately lights up without igniting the intermediate yellow. Then all drivers will understand it correctly. That is, everyone will understand that some kind of emergency situation has happened, created, and it's necessary to slow down immediately. So as not to get rest on the grave with the inscription, he was right. Therefore, the object of my research was preciously the way the traffic light was bought by the robot, so that it ambiguously and literally instantly informed all drivers about the likely danger on the road. To test the new traffic light control algorithms, a model of an adjustable intersection was made, at which all probable situations were worked out. I may have already tired you with my stories about the funeral wreath that says he was right, but the facts say that facts are quite stubborn thing. People are constantly dying in traffic accidents, and not at all of these And not all of these people are violators. They simply believe too much that other members of the movement would also follow the rules. As a matter of fact, the relevance of my project is that a certain percentage of road users will be stopped literally a few steps before getting into an emergency. So what's the novelty? In fact, my project is still the only one that allows you to quickly warn drivers about a possible disaster. All attempts to use the driver's smartphone for this, but this is simply naive, because here time is measured not even in seconds, but in milliseconds. While the traffic light or some kind of control system sends an SMS to the base station, while it comes to the driver, while he reads it, here you can immediately order the rest with appropriate inscription. In my case, the danger signal is given to a driver immediately and supplied from a device, which should always be in his field of vision. And moreover, the signal is perspective, and the driver is obliged to fulfill this order. How it works? Consider a typical situation, a closed intersection, the movement of which is regulated by traffic lights. For example, take the city of an old architecture where the side view for the driver is heavily limited to houses that actually come close to streets. Or rather, we have new high-speed streets laid between the houses of the old city. Exposition. Consider a drama capable of turning into a tragedy that plays out in a classical adjustable intersection with limited view. Rise in action. The driver of a purple car drives a green traffic light from below and up. And the driver of a pink car drives him across from left to the right. And theoretically should already start braking to stop at the traffic light, which its red light prohibits this lane from entering the intersection. Visibility for the driver of a purple car is very limited, and he can only hope for the law-abiding nature of other drivers. Development of the action. The driver of a purple car drives up to the intersection. At this moment, the driver of a pink car should have already stopped, but he does not stop and continues to move into the traffic light of the intersection despite red traffic light. But the driver of a purple car doesn't see his, moreover, he cannot see him. Middle. Both cars simultaneously jump into the intersection. The driver of a purple car already sees the pink car leaving on the right, but can't do anything. The driver of a pink car also sees that the traffic light signaled him with a red light for a reason, but also cannot do anything. Falling action. Without having information about the speed of cars, we don't know which play was played. And did the drama not turn into tragedy? Or it was. So that amateur actors don't play us, the entire fee will be received by car mechanics and police officers with doctors. It's possible that some other services that will be not mentioned here. If you want to, you can mention the rest again. Solution. Modern industry offers a huge range of video surveillance tools for the situation on the streets. It will be enough to add to the system an actuator that will essentially be only a few tapes, a few strings in the program code that controls the operation of the traffic light. As soon as the system detects speeding in area where cars must only slow down, and it no case go beyond to the stop line, the traffic light immediately turns all road users a red light. Then the offender is likely to slip through the intersection without accidents. Information about this incident will be transferred to the police, who will then deal with the living offender and living witnesses. And the traffic light, after a short pause, will return to normal operation. It should be particularly noted to the choice of the control system is not fundamental, since the main thing is the project is preciously the way inform drivers about the likelihood of an emergency. Check of the workability. Based on the Arduino microprocessor platform, a robotic system of monitoring the execution of traffic signals was developed and tested. As the sensor for the position and speed of the car, there was an ultrasonic locator and regularly measured the distance of the car to the car, and the Arduino microprocessor calculated its speed by the difference in distances. And in case of speeding over, the maximum permissible traffic light will, with the signal, turned on the red light all sides. Tests of the system, including public ones, were quite successful. Conclusions. Having equipped the traffic light with automatic traffic control means we can turn it into a device not only for regulating street traffic, but also into a traffic control system with the option of warning all road users about emergencies. All experiments on a layout show the full performance of a new algorithms for the operation, the traffic light. All existing traffic lights can be retrofitted with a control and warning option. On average, about 1/10 of all car accidents occur to the planet are at intersections. If, thanks to the invention, it is possible to reduce this number by at least 2 times, or maybe 3, then this will mean more than 60,000 lives saved annually. Perspectives. Combining individual systems into a single citywide complex, which will allow the offending drivers to actually block the next traffic light. Thank you for attention.